Hi there, this is Kelly Fasterling with eXp Realty. I am here with Julie Randall today. It is such a treat to be with Julie. I was referred to Julie a few years ago from a client and have had an opportunity over the last year to really get to know her well. And she is just an amazing realtor and a very good friend at this point. So, welcome, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, happy. Thank you for having me.
Certainly. So, talk to me a little bit about your real estate journey. You have been a realtor for 20 years, owned your own brokerage, been with some other firms. You've done a lot in your business. Talk to me a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, so I started in real estate in Southern California in Orange County. I did real estate there for about 2 or 3 years, and then we relocated to Colorado Springs and stayed home for 2 years with little ones, and then went back into real estate and joined Keller Williams and
Yeah.
was there for 9 years. And then I started with a partner, a boutique real estate brokerage. And we did
Okay.
that for about 6.5 years.
Okay.
And and then it was just time for me for a little more growth. You had approached me about EXP, and you hear it so often you can't unsee it once you see it. And so I just knew it was the right move for me. And so I joined EXP about a year ago and have been just incredibly happy.
Oh, how awesome. How awesome. And so awesome for us to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank
Go
you.
go back in time as you started as a new agent out in California and then again when you kind of restarted with Keller Williams. What were some of the lessons that you learned that you could kind of help some other new agents with? Things that as you started your business and you look back, you said, gosh, I wish I did that a little bit differently. What would those be?
Gosh, for me, the social media is huge. And I'm
Mhm.
still really, in all honesty, trying to embrace that. So for me, I wish I would have done that a long time ago. And there's just so much opportunity here with EXP to do that, to grow in that way. So
Right.
that's been a really good fit for me. But just going back in time, some of the things I think most valuable is just your connections with the other brokers, and just being able to support one another. Those friendships that you build. I still have relationships with the brokers I started with on day one. We're
Yeah.
still in contact, and it's just really priceless. Just having those relationships with people.
It is. It's a beautiful thing. Now, you had created your own brokerage. What prompted you to move from Keller Williams with their amazing training and support to go out on your own and launch?
Keller Williams is a great company. I have nothing but good things to say about them. I had a great experience. I just got to the point where I really just wasn't using their services, and was really just kind of off doing my own thing at that point anyway. I was always very independent. The thought of starting my own brokerage was just interesting to me. And it was just a fun process. Love doing it. Proud of what we created together. But you do get to a point, there's a lot of liability when you
Mm.
have your own brokerage. And I just got to the point where I wanted to sleep again at night. And so the thought of moving over to a larger brokerage was very, very inviting to me. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, you went from really owning your own company, getting 100% to moving into an environment where you're no longer at 100%. You're giving
Correct.
it care to EXP. Talk
Correct.
to me about that decision process for you, because that had to be somewhat of a process as you walked through that.
It was a process. When you and I first chatted, I was a little reluctant at first because I was 100%. I got my whole paycheck. And so the thought of moving away from that initially was concerning. But then over time, again, it was just a process to kind of get my brain around that. Over time, I realized that, I work hard enough. I get that $16,000 back. And so I shifted the way I was thinking about that. Of I used it to inspire me to work harder and work smarter to achieve that. So it's kind of a personal challenge for myself.
Yeah, yeah. Now you've been here at EXP about a year. What have you found with the community, the collaboration, the people, the events? You've engaged in a lot of different areas. What have you found? What has been your experience since you've been at EXP?
It has been just wonderful. The people are just so energetic and they're just filled with such enthusiasm and it's contagious. You want to be like that. And I have just learned so much from you all and, the time that I've been there and just the personal development has just been huge. You want to do better when you're around people that are doing just great things. Every time I go to a meeting, I learn something and I just want to implement something new. It's just been fantastic, not only for my business, but I feel like for me as a person. And so going to those events, the conferences are just fantastic. They're so energizing. You learn so much. To be in the room with people that are the top brokers in the country and to listen to them and to learn from them, it's just been invaluable. So I have nothing but good things to say. I've had a wonderful experience, and I'm just looking forward to many more years of working with y'all.
Now, when you were at Keller Williams, did you engage in their family reunions and go to their conferences as well?
I did not, just because it was a season of life where I had 3 young children, and it was just not conducive for mom leaving for days at a time. So that's really the reason why I just wasn't able to take advantage of those opportunities in that season.
Well, and in your 20-year career, have you worked predominantly as a solo agent, or did you have a team, or how much did you grow your brokerage?
I have always been solo, and when I had the brokerage, it was a business partner and I, but our businesses were separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always been very independent.
Gotcha. And if you kind of had a pretty good feel coming to EXP what you might be getting into, what were some of those kind of aha moments, those really unexpected benefits that you've received?
Oh gosh, there's been a number. I would say the collaboration has been huge for me. I feel like it's really genuine in this brokerage. I feel like you hear other companies kind of talk about it, and I feel like EXP is the real deal. They really do collaborate. We all support one another, and it's just been huge. It's that whole, rising tides raises all ships, and I really feel like that's the spirit of this company. So that has just been really nice, going to those conferences and having the ability to hear so many people speak and just having a servant's heart, which is just, so important to me. People just wanting to serve one another and help. And so it was unexpected and I've really appreciated. Another thing that I've very much appreciated is the access to the managing brokers. When you are independent, you are out on your own. I often say I felt like I was on an island because there was no one to turn to. And so to be able to just hop in the EXP world and have access and have answers within minutes has just been huge. I've worked for 2 other large brokerages and, sometimes, people just aren't available, and so to be able to do that. And then even on the weekends, just to be able to text them directly, they're so responsive. So I have really appreciated that and the support that I've received from all of them.
Well, and talk to me about how that looks, because as a managing broker for years, you really had everything together. You knew what you were doing, and you could go to your partner and ask questions. How how is it unique? How is it different with the managing brokers that we have here in Colorado at EXP?
For me, it's just been really reassuring to have like a second opinion. As long as you do real estate, there is always going to be something new and different, and maybe something that you haven't come across in the past. There's just those unique situations. I just had one. And so it's just nice to be able to bounce ideas, make sure that you're, considering all things. And so I have just really appreciated that. And, I may have known the answer before I picked up the phone, but it's been nice to have that reassurance that, that I wasn't missing anything.
Right, right. Well, and you touched a little bit on the personal development side, some of the maybe the coaching, the training, the internal personal growth. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I have done so much of the training with EXP online. I have just been encouraged and motivated to do just personal reading. A lot of, financial and real estate, and just investing in myself. Also helpful for, a business, but just that spirit of growth has just been huge. And then again, going to those conferences, you learn so much, and there's the takeaway. It's like I say, drinking from the fire hose. I mean, there's just so much coming at you. And so it's been really huge for me, really huge. I feel like I haven't read this much or studied this much probably since I was back in college. It just makes you want to do better.
I have found that too, that just the association with the kinds of people that we have in EXP has raised the bar in every area of my business, not just in my real estate, not just in my investing, but in every area of my business. I just think at a different level than I did when I came in here.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so exciting.
Do you, as your own managing broker, you could set your course, set your path. You could make your own way. As you've been in EXP now, and you're surrounding yourself with some of the most amazing agents, I think that there are. What kind of motivation are you feeling? What kind of pull are you feeling in your business to be maybe different than you were as a managing broker?
For me, I have learned, about incorporating some of the habits that I really should have been doing all along that I really hadn't done before. I was really blessed with my clients and repeat customers and referrals, and that's really just been such a huge blessing for me. But I have really learned that all the things that I really should have been doing all of this time that I'm now, just starting to kind of incorporate into my business. So, and there's so much. There's so much that you can be doing. So it's been exciting for me to really start putting a plan in place.
Right.
And to set, some big goals for myself.
Yeah. Well, and I met you. You were referred to me through some of my financial clients. One wonderful couple.
Yes.
And that you were neighbors, and they had nothing but praises about your care, the quality of what you did, your knowledge, all of it. And as I've gotten to know you over the last year, your heart just shines through in terms of who you are and how you serve your clients. So now that you're kind of under a bigger umbrella, has any of that been taken away, or can you still provide that same level or maybe even more?
I think even more so. At the end of the day, I am who I am, and my clients are so important to me, and I just want to serve them well, and I want to be a blessing to them. It's never about me in a transaction. It's always about them. And I just feel grateful for each and every one that I've been able to meet and serve, and some of them have just become dear friends. So I've just been incredibly blessed over the years.
Well, and I've seen how hard you've worked on various transactions, and I learned so much from you. So
Um,
thank you for that.
Thank you.
Um, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to come on here. Is there anything, Julie, that you might add that you want to make sure folks just know?
I would just encourage everyone to take a look at this brokerage. There are just so many opportunities that I don't think are available anywhere else. With the agent equity and the stock program, being an owner in the company, with the agent attraction for those that might be interested in pursuing that, just incredible opportunity there. With the agent healthcare, there's just so many things at this brokerage that I have never seen. And I have looked over time, and I've never seen anything like it, with the training, with the technology, with the EXP world, with the workplace chat, our version of Facebook, to be able to just reach out to, colleagues and say, hey, who do you use for, electrical, or whatever you need in that moment, and within minutes having multiple responses. Where else do you have that? So for so many reasons, I would just encourage people, just take a look, and see if it's the right fit. I don't think they'll be disappointed. I've been incredibly happy and blessed, and can't imagine being anywhere else. And it's a joy and a privilege to be in business with you. You reached out to me, and I will never be able to thank you enough for that.
Thank you. You've been a true blessing in my life, and an addition.
Thank you. You as well. You as well, dear friend, and I appreciate you so much.
It's mutual. And Julie, thanks so much for sharing today and for sharing your heart.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.